Hey everybody, I'm Jack. Welcome to another episode of Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for tuning in today. Just was outside a little bit. It's going to be another scorcher here in South Alabama, but that's okay. That's all right. I'll be ready for it. I'm sipping on some watermelon juice as usual today, so I will be good and hydrated. We're going to talk about raw food diet energy today. Guys, I do videos every day, so I'd appreciate it if you haven't already done it to go down and hit the subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I'll try not to get too out there today. I love energy. I love talking about energy. I love like just in my own way studying energy. Energy is fascinating to me. And I'm very sensitive to it, and I'm very aware of it because, you know, I'm always paying attention to it. I'm fascinated with the energy levels of my body. And like I say, sometimes I joke about it, or I don't joke about it, it's the truth about this channel being just kind of an experiment, you know, like for you guys to watch. But it really is true that I do different things just to see what the results will be. Now, I don't do any of the crazy stuff. Like I said on a video the other day, I see some of the, in my opinion, I don't do that to my body. When I say I experiment with my body, I experiment within reasonable parameters. I'm not going to go do this crazy stuff like, you know, eat 15 avocados a day or do something ridiculous or gain 30 pounds just to make some sort of a point. But when it comes down to certain things, I do enjoy experiment a little bit. And I play around with different foods all the time. And a lot of it has just simply been, has just happened naturally. I've just kind of, you know, put two and two together like, okay, now I'm doing this. I've even got even a little bit more energy. Now, when we talk about energy, energy is a huge subject. Listen, it's all about energy. It's always been about energy. Everything is energy. Energy. Healing is a matter of directed energy. That's all healing is. That's why, you know, when you see all this stuff about, and nothing wrong with them, there are certain foods that give us, you know, benefits, but when people talk about the superfoods or this food will heal this or this food will correct that or this food's going to do this, no, it's about getting out of the way and letting that energy be directed. Healing, that's all healing is directed energy. And that's why you move, that's why depending on what the health issues people have, they move up that healing ladder, you know, and you're removing more and more and more because the less your body has to focus energy on digesting food, dealing with food, the more energy it has to go towards healing. Listen, I can tell subtleties and you know, I don't try to say, here's something I was thinking about this morning, and this has kind of just become like almost a cliche. We all say, well, everybody's different. Everybody's body works differently. Well, how differently does it actually work? I mean, think about that. Okay, well, this dog, what if we were talking about dogs? Why are we the only ones? Once again, you know, we're always talking about a lot of the things that we humans do. We're the only ones that do that. I mean, it doesn't seem like other animals' bodies differ so much within their species, yet we do. But I won't double down on that. I won't say that everybody is the same. So, once again, as always on this channel, these are just, you know, kind of my personal thoughts and what I've experienced on this. And I can tell like so many different subtleties. Number one is this lifestyle has just given me like crazy amounts of energy. Now, I know people, like everybody on a plant-based diet coming from a standard American diet, most everybody has felt an increase in energy. Okay, there might be some newbie out there. There's people that don't figure it out. I don't understand, you know, what the people are possibly eating when they like, you know, I switched over to a vegan diet or even some to a raw vegan diet and I don't have any energy. Well, that's probably just some wonkiness of your body getting some things out and adjusting to this lifestyle and adjusting to a new way of eating. You can't judge anything about this lifestyle in 2 weeks. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time. Not to say that you won't see some things, if you're paying attention, almost immediately. But like with the energy, for me, as I move up and down and up and down in moving from different things I'm eating, whether it's fat. Now I'm going to talk about this a little bit from my personal aspect. And yeah, when I get into energy, I'm just jumping all over the place. But for me, I'll talk about it from two different aspects, fat and cooked food. When I am eating like I've been eating almost every day this summer, I almost need a Valium at night to come down from the energy, but it's a good kind of energy. It's not that I'm not jumpy, but it's just like boom, you know, it's just very light. Listen, I can tell you one real quick in just probably 30 seconds what I eat in a day. This summer has been probably 90% watermelon juice first, mango, green smoothie, and then banana and ice cream at night. And most of the days, no overt fat added in. Maybe a little bit of cacao added in the green smoothie. Now, when I'm doing days and days and days on end like that, and my energy builds, it's just like crazy, I can pull it back down just a little bit by eating some fat, by mixing some fat in there. I mean, I'm not that subtle. It's not like if I put half an avocado, I'm gonna be like, oh, you know, kind of in that blissful stage. But, you know, if I go boom and I eat a full avocado, it does pull me down a little bit. If I eat, you know, if I put some tahini in there, if I put what I consider not as low of a dose of tahini or as low a amount of tahini or avocado, but still it doesn't pull me down that far. It doesn't pull me down enough to where I'm just hitting it. With the cooked food, now I'm going to tell you the way I eat most of the time, and listen, once again, I don't eat what I just said. I don't eat like this all day, every day, year round. I move around. Go watch my what I eat in a day videos. But when I'm eating like that, just, you know, just sheer energy. Now, with the cooked food, and I've noticed this, I'm like, okay, if you're going to eat some cooked food, you know, from time to time while you're here, be very observant and see what you can take, see what information, what lessons you can take from that. The lessons I can take from this are like, okay, if you're adding a little bit of cooked food in, or if I'm adding a little bit of cooked food in, the energy loss or how much my energy goes down, very negligible. Like the last thing cooked I had was a pot of collard greens, and I had some rutabagas chopped up and steamed with that. Now the rutabagas I don't know if they're considered tubers. They are sort of a starch, but they're not as heavy as a potato. Now that, and I ate a ton of it, no energy loss at all. Now when I start adding some potatoes in there, and once again, I'm just telling you my experience. Don't go ape shit and like think I'm bashing you for potatoes. I eat potatoes from time to time. The potatoes bring my energy level down. Probably because I don't eat cooked food enough. I don't eat cooked food all that much, so I probably eat cooked food differently than other people. And when I do eat potatoes, I'll tend to eat this like a big potato meal. And when I eat, well, let me even differentiate there. When I eat like, you know, baking potatoes, Idaho potatoes, regular potatoes, red potatoes, it tends to bring my energy level down a fair amount more than it does if I'm just eating sweet potatoes. I mean, the sweet potatoes, you know, it's a higher glycemic index. I just feel more energetic when I eat those. And then when I really go outside my parameters, like when I go to Pensacola sometime, and if I eat say something that's probably really got some fat in it, like not so much the macaroni and cheese, but this hummus that I get at my restaurant or some of that stuff. Now that can be like, you know, good Lord, that's like, you know, snorting a Xanax or something. You just go way down on that. I've had meals there a couple of days where I'm like, oh God, I can't hardly leave the restaurant. So I'm very aware of what my food does to my energy levels, and I'm always making conscious decisions. I don't slip. I don't fall. I don't slide off the wagon. However everybody else gets off the wagon, I jump my ass off the wagon when I'm ready to go. And then I jump right back on. But I make conscious decisions, and I know what that's going to do to my energy level when I eat certain things, and I plan around that. A lot of times if I'm going to eat one of those meals that's a little bit more energy dragging me down, it's going to be when I don't have something important to do, when I don't need to do anything later that day or for the afternoon or whatever. Now, like I say, maybe at some point, I doubt it, because I kind of, like I say, I go to cook food just out of convenience sometime. I would like to dabble with eating a bit more mixed with raw. I've done that sometimes where, you just maybe have like, big salad, you put a couple of sweet potatoes or something on there. That's a different thing. Then you really don't notice that energy bringing you down, but it's always going to be the fruit. It's always going to be the fruit that gives me the energy. I see people doing the raw food diet, and God bless them, and they don't even really eat that much fruit. And I don't, that's where I get my energy. That's where I get my life. That's where I get who I am now. And I don't know. It just works for me. But play with that energy. You will see as you go from the lighter up to heavier foods, you're going to lose energy, or your energy level is going to come down. And for me, here's something: if you ever get addicted to having the energy, if you can ever do it, I'm telling you, do whatever you got to do. Have somebody lock you up. Have somebody do if you can get to a certain point, if you can get cleaned out a little bit, if you can get to that point where you feel that ridiculous energy where you can just do stuff all the time, it's an addiction. You'll get addicted. And you will be addicted to how you feel, and then this soul, I need to eat this, I need to eat that, will become less important to you than that feel. Because I do that all the time, even with subtle things, like I'm sitting around thinking, I kind of want to eat this today, and I'm like, no, but I'm going to go do this later. And even though this isn't bad, I'm not going to have as much energy. Anyhow, that's enough. I'm just like blathering on about energy now, but it's everything. The lighter we eat, the more energy we have. But I'll finish with this. I don't want anybody to misunderstand. When I say light, we're not talking about restricting or not eating very much. You see what I eat. I eat food all the time, but it's a lightness. This is food of light. This is the food that just, creates energy, or that gets out of the body's way. It doesn't so much create energy as it just nourishes the body, gets out of the body's way. The body can digest that quick, doesn't have to put a lot of energy into it, then boom, you're on your way. So anyhow, hope you got something out of that garbled message today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.